Hello, Peter.
Hey Vish, how are you?
I'm good. How was your feedback on the electric vehicle review?
It was excellent actually. Once we posted it, I got a lot of friend requests on Facebook, so I think a very cool car for a lot of people.
Yeah, I must say I had some positive feedback, but my uncle in India sent me a very ominous voice note. He said to me, and I'll try and mimic him, Vishnu, any car that is plugged in is not a car. It is a remote control toy. So, what are we going to do about that? Peter, what are we going to do about that?
Well, I think let's balancing this thing out. And today we will review for your uncle a proper V8 vehicle.
Uncle Cyril, this one is for you.
So here we have the stunning new BMW X6 M50, and we're going to do something slightly different as well, because most times when people are handed a BMW, what do they want to do, Vish?
Drift, slide. I'm sorry. Oh, speed. Break the speed limit. Oh, you know what? There's also an instrument in this car we need to talk about that no BMW driver knows about.
And what's that? The indicator. We'll get to all those fantastic features just now, but we decided that this is an SUV, and an SUV also belongs off-road, and so we decided to come through today to a proper game reserve and maybe test a vehicle in unique circumstances.
What are these blue, pretty little plastic thingies?
Oh, this is one of the cool features on this particular car, and that's the BMW laser lights. Now, laser lights are exceptional. These have technically a range of up to 1 kilometer long, so you're never going to be short of light.
That sounds very interesting. Let's move across.
Well, let's have a look at the grille. Now, this grille is an active grille, and as you can see here, at the moment it's fully closed.
It's like a double kidney transplant.
So what this does is it prevents unnecessary airflow into the engine bay, and that simply slows the car down. So when you don't need cooling, these are closed, and obviously only when you need cooling will it open up the grilles to allow the airflow through the radiator. So it reduces drag dramatically.
Now, we know a lot of cars have a lot of aesthetic parts placed on them. I just want to discuss whether some of these are applicable or whether they're just pretty plastic.
So form over function is pretty much what you're after, Vish?
Yes.
So one of the areas that designers work very hard at, Vish, is obviously with aerodynamics and the way that air flows over the vehicle. So typically what we see over the top of a vehicle and over the side is the airflow is laminar. In other words, it's layered. But things start to happen when we part away from the bodywork. So both on the roof over here, you can see that there's a
flappies.
Very specific shape over here. And also on the boot over here, this little lipped spoiler that we see.
So this is not aesthetics, and it's actually got a practical value.
Yeah, this does, because what this does is what you don't want to have is turbulent airflow, because that's dirty and inconsistent, and at high speed that's what actually causes the instability of a body of a vehicle. So what this does over here is it tears or shears that airflow away. It breaks it away cleanly, and therefore you get a nice even flow of air around the back of the vehicle, which aids to the stability of the car.
And that piece of plastic?
Well, both of this over here, I think this is just aesthetics. You can't really see any venting that's going on there.
And the nice diffuser? It looks really pretty.
And unfortunately, that's all it is. It's not really a proper diffuser as you would see on a race car, because for that you'd need a completely flat bottom on the vehicle as well.
Okay. Peter, ons is onder die windpomp en hierdie windpompe, hoe werk hulle?
Well, these are very, very, very special turbos, Vish. And if we just remove the engine cover, we can have a look at the unique positioning of these turbos. So this is in what's called a hot V configuration.
Not a hot Vishnu.
Not a hot Vishnu. They talk about the hot V configuration being that the turbos are positioned between the two banks of the cylinders. And this is actually technology that comes from Formula One in the early 1980s, believe it or not.
And this was used when?
So BMW were the first car manufacturer to put them in production cars in 2008.
28 years later.
Yeah, there's a lot of technology that's involved in terms of the control of these kind of turbos. So you needed the computer processing to be able to achieve that. But these turbos are fantastic. First of all, they're twin scroll turbos, which is an upgrade to this particular V8 engine. And we're going to have a section on twin scroll turbos in our next episode of How Things Work. So look out for that. But these turbos are positioned here for a specific reason. So the first is we want as much heat as possible in those turbos, and that we get from positioning.
More heat, better combustion, faster car.
Well, more heat means more exhaust gases coming out, and those exhaust gases are what's driving the turbos. So that's the first point. The second is you can see the piping from the turbos to the intake manifold is now very short. And that also means that we've got better control and better throttle response out of these turbos.
Shorter distance, more power.
Shorter distance, more power. So all in all, fantastic technology that they've applied to a road car.
You meant all in all. It's all for Uncle Cyril.
It's all in his name. So, Vish, everybody talks about 0 to 100, and we're going to do a 0 to 100 on this. But I think more importantly, let's do 100 to 0.
Yes.
Okay, so we're on a bit of an uphill here. So the official spec on this 0 to 100 is what?
4 point?
It's 4 point something.
4 point something, which for a 2-ton car is no slouch.
In fact, I think it's closer to 5 seconds, actually,
Yeah.
to be honest. All right, are you ready?
Ready to go. Call it.
So, 3, 2, 1, go. And that's 100.
That was just under 6 seconds.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to get to a steady 100, and then we're going to hit the anchors, and we're also going to measure the G-forces. Okay.
Yes, you may begin.
All right, so I'm going to get to a steady 100.
And then call it. Well, as soon as you touch, I'm going to brake in the middle.
And brake.
Oh my goodness! That was 2 seconds.
So, Vish, what do you think of that stopping performance?
I think my burrito from breakfast is now sitting here. So I'm feeling like some Juan.
And did you manage to measure the G-forces?
No, the phone left. My wig left, part of my shoe is gone, and Fanny's glasses is in that cyclist's rear seat.
So when we did a test just now, Fanny was sitting in the back, his glasses literally came off. So
No.
I mean, that was less than 2 seconds to stop
No,
this.
come on, 2 tons, this braking is just, it's frightening.
Okay, and that's what
Defies
it's
the
all
laws of
about.
physics.
You know, if you're going to have a performance car, you're going to have the brakes to back it up.
Yes, no power without control.
Excellent.
The other features that make this car really family friendly, apart from the screens at the back, the entertainment center, for the kids there's also,
Hey, there's a Wi-Fi hotspot.
so the little one can sit in the back and stream away as you travel.
Yep. And I think that's a critical feature, especially if you're going to use this car to go on long distance trips and the like. You know, the kids are going to want to have that Wi-Fi.
Absolutely. So Peter, your thoughts on this impressive piece of German engineering?
Yeah, no, look, I must say that I'm super impressed with this. I wasn't a very big fan of the previous generation X6, to be honest, Vish, but I think BMW have done an incredible job in terms of refreshing the design on this car. The standard features and the technology are unbelievable, and of course, let's not forget that fantastic V8 that's under the bonnet.
So you're a convert now.
I'm a convert, and this certainly, if I was in this kind of league or vehicle, this would be on my shortlist.
Thanks for that, Peter. This is the Let's Talk Automotive team signing out. Till next time, stay tuned.